Hello, and welcome to the World of Ravinia podcast, where we follow the tale of a group of college adventurers learning their trade in the classroom and real world at once. I am Dungeon Master Benvale. Our journey continues as we find out what happened to Saul in Misty Oak. So now let us return to the world of Ravinia. Okay, everybody, welcome. So, last session, you guys killed some time on campus while Quark and Soul were gone to Misty Oak. I believe you got there on the 26th. Said quick goodbye for a minute, dropped off your horses. Quark, you had a nice couple of days visit with mom and dad. Saul, you went to see what remains of your family there. So your mom, aunt, uncle, your two cousins. Uh, After a brief visit, planned to go out and enjoy the nightlife at one of the two bars in town. From there, you woke up in your bed the day you and Quark were supposed to leave, so 3 days later. Met up with Quark, went back to the college, did a quick catch up with everybody on what they did, which, eh, just killing time basically until today. Uh, a lot of this stuff will open back up today. Library opens tomorrow and classes don't restart till the 5th. When you had a chance, you pulled Zin aside in the hall, looped her in a little bit on what you did recall. Everybody got a good night's rest after the holiday, and 8 a.m. What's the plan?
Well, the more I think about it, the more I'm concerned about this gap in my memory that appeared from I don't know what. Like, while I could have gotten drunk and I've done something to get rid of all that memory, I highly doubt that's actually the situation. So since I'm finally here and after telling Zin, I think it's a great idea to tell the rest of the party that something might be up in Mistio. So I think we're gonna meet up in the what's it called? Cafeteria? Canteen?
Mess hall. Everybody has the name for it, but yeah, dining hall. Just where everybody. Okay. You guys usually meet at 9, if I remember right.
Alright, then I think while we're eating or whatever, whenever we get to that point, Soul will start explaining the situation to everyone else as well. She feels like the more she thinks about it, it just seems like a better and better idea.
I thought you were quiet on the way home.
Well, it wasn't I didn't feel worried at the time, but the more I thought about it, the more suspicious it became. What exactly could erase days of my memory, not just a single night, days, and send me home again? That's the part that confuses me. If I was somewhere else or someone did this to me, why did they just let me leave?
Maybe they planted something in you for an invasion.
Which is why I'm speaking up now. It's just very, very strange.
Do you feel any wiggling inside that you shouldn't?
That's actually a good question. Do I physically feel any different from before the trip? Physically or mentally?
I'm actually not
Physically,
sure what
no. Oh, go ahead.
I'm actually not sure what concerns me more. The fact that you didn't think it was suspicious until now, or the fact that this may have been something that you have repeatedly experienced in your life.
Do you have a history
Less
of
that
sleepwalking?
I think it's less that it's a blank thing and more that I don't know how to put this. I could have told you back when we were on the trip, but how safe was it really to just immediately start expounding, "Oh, hey, you know what? I don't actually remember anything that happened the past few days. Can you fill me on what we did?" Because that's a little like maybe I'll just come back to me if I waited a little bit. But no, nothing's happening. It's not happening. It's just it's still a blank space. I'm not remembering much more than I already did.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely want to
we need to
tell.
investigate.
I definitely wouldn't want to tell him
Okay.
alone on the road that you're possibly possessed by a demon or something. Not a good idea.
I mean, I appreciate that, but considering your companion was one whose race changed, I mean, I think I can handle some weird.
There's weird and then thinking someone's an imposter.
Well, at the moment, you're making great strides to dispel that.
Yep. Anyways, we're back together as a group. We have more people to bring on the situation. I only have to explain this like one time, so well, it's also to Zin, but like I trust Zin. And anyways, so we are better as a group than we are alone. So we're all together. That works.
That actually makes me a bit more concerned about my mom's chosen quest, too.
You got a quest from your mother?
No, she gave a quest to herself. She's obviously worried about me, and she keeps wanting to change me back, and she thinks she might have a lead on that, but she sits out in a few days with some previous companions that she used to party with.
You mean that she has? Does she have a reason to be concerned about your change of race, or is it just her personal preference?
I think she just wants her old Quarky back.
Are you sure she doesn't know anything about what might have caused you to change races that might concern her?
Well, I did tell her how it happened, and it greatly disturbed her, yes.
Then maybe she has a reason?
But the only real warning she gave me was to stay away from the region to the northwest.
What? Wait, what's in the region to the northwest? Let's see the maps. Hold on a second.
Bring that up.
I don't remember that myself.
Is there a map?
Let's see. We are in College Champions Northwest, the Long Gorge East, Winter's Breath. Um, looks like we
Yeah,
could still.
it was basically the Long Gorge East, is what she warned me about.
Hmm. Well, since she did tell us to stay away, she didn't say you couldn't investigate. We don't have to go there to find out rumors and what may be happening in Long Gorge East.
Well, it was more of I should take precautions if I ever go there.
What kind of precautions?
To make sure that my ears were blocked,
Your ears?
so that I wouldn't, pick up on. Well, I'm guessing something sound based or
Do you hear better or differently now that you're changed?
yeah, a little bit. Nothing significant,
Then maybe there's something that only you would be able to hear if we went there.
possibly, but it's more. I think it was more the fact that I had been changed into a Fey race.
All right, so something we can
And
look into is the Fae and Long Gorge East, specifically the association together.
Okay.
but back to I mean, what we're discussing with you. I just hope she doesn't get caught up in whatever might be happening in New Hope there.
So what's the last thing you remember?
Um, to recap once more, I went with Quark back home to Misty Oak.
Yes.
We separated for a bit and I visited my family. That
Yes.
same day, I decided to go to the bar. I don't actually remember getting to the bar, but the next thing I know, I am inside my home and I am saying goodbye to my family, saying that, and they are saying that it is time for me to leave and that I told them this is the day I was supposed to go. Um, so I just went along with it, mostly because I'm confused and also to see what's going on. And I come with Quark all the way back home and find out, so this is probably pretty serious. Excited to tell you guys.
Any reason to believe that your family didn't do something to you?
I don't have a bad relationship with them, so it shouldn't have been anything actually involving them. Also, I left for the bar by the time something happened. I actually do remember leaving for that purpose. I just don't remember getting there. But so I did leave my family behind at the time.
You're sure you didn't just go on a nice little bender?
You see, I thought that, but it's several days worth of memory, not just a single night.
I wonder if your family might know what you were up to during that time.
I'm sorry I couldn't hear that.
Yeah,
I wonder if your
can't hear you
family.
either.
I wonder if your family might have know what you were up to during that time. Or if you ever made it to the bar.
Sorry, DM. I
Yeah.
Yeah, am I not going
I
through?
I don't know what I talked to my family about. I was
Uh, that first night, basically just catching up on everybody's lives, seeing what everyone else did for the solstice, talking about their plans uh, for True Annual Day. Had dinner. Your cousins had just gotten back themselves, so they wanted to enjoy a quiet night and talked about maybe getting together and hanging out in the next couple of days. And the next time they saw you was the morning you left. They
Oh,
didn't even remember you getting in the night before.
so I didn't spend any time around my actual family when I went home to visit my actual family.
For
Instead,
them,
I
but it, I mean, you've been to Miss Yoke 2 times before this and didn't even say hi to them once, so
no, but that's the elf lifespan
yeah,
talking, saying that I shouldn't. It doesn't matter how often we visit, as long as we do it once in a century or something.
yeah, something like that.
So like when I did intend to visit, I didn't actually spend time with them. So that's the thing. And they don't see anything wrong with that because they're also elves. But it's
Yeah, no,
strange.
no. I
Well,
I avoid my family too.
okay, I still can't hear what you're saying, Vincent.
Okay, how about now?
Yes,
Okay. Sorry about that.
no worries.
So yeah, I said yeah, I don't think it's strange to avoid your family. I do the same thing.
Yeah, it's with this group, I mean, really works the oddball that's close with his family and, well, I guess Zin too with Derark.
So like half the party.
Well, a third.
Well, before Derek was taken away.
Yeah.
You said classes resume tomorrow, right?
No, on the
Sorry,
building
I
is
heard on
open
the, and then
in
you.
case anybody needs to get in and get stuff prior to classes. Library, but no classes until the 5th because some of the faculty are on extended vacation until then as well.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry. You also are a little quiet in the chat. Like the volume wise is low compared to everyone else, I think. Is it just me or
I can hear him. You can adjust the volume also in the chat if you right click on them.
You
no,
can
no,
turn.
my
Because I
problem isn't
oh
it's that compared to everyone else, his voice is quieter. It's like
yeah
so if I adjust
Okay.
I'm like blasted in my ears with your higher volumes, so I
Oh.
have to like constantly
Is
say
that
No,
better?
No,
you can adjust a person's volume.
yeah.
really?
So I have his all the way up. Yeah. So if you in the chat in the name just right click at it, it has the user volume and you can just move that bar up.
That is incredible. I didn't know that. I've never known about that. Okay, thank you. That is very helpful.
Is that better?
So much better.
Okay.
Well, now the question is, do we want to make an impromptu visit to Misty Oak for a day or two before we have to get back to classes?
Um, I could stretch my legs.
I would vote yes as well.
All right, well, let's see if transportation's available.
You guys are past the first. You would just need to check in at the admin office to get approval for off-campus leave for however long you're going to be gone.
All righty, well, let's get her done.
So yeah, if you make your way to the admin office, uh, Miss Faunhopper is president.
You looking any better?
Looking a bit better, sitting attentively at her desk, doesn't have her usual reading materials out, and upon seeing you, just gives you all a simple nod and greetings. And what do you need?
Well, we were wondering if we could go off campus again for a couple of days. This
And
time, the whole
you
lot of
see,
us.
she looks through some papers and please be reminded classes start on the 5th. So you would need to be back the night of the 4th.
That won't be a problem.
Fills out the paperwork and says, okay, you're all taken care.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And it's good to see you're looking a little better.
Paul and Quark, can I get the two of you to make insight checks? Saul?
Oh, sorry. I got a little distracted. Someone texted me and it was important. I responded.
'Kay.
So insight check.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I am so confounded. So confounded.
Yeah. Saul, you're oblivious. Quark, with that, at the mention of her prior condition, you just for a second notice just around her eyes, just almost zone out and then snaps back. Yes, I am better.
Well, I'm very glad to hear
So,
it.
have a nice trip. So, are you guys going to get the wagon or?
Well, let's see how many horses we can procure first.
How much is a horse? Actually, for me, how much is a pony?
They have no ponies.
It's discrimination. I'm gonna start a protest when we
They
get back.
have one mastiff, one donkey, and one mule.
Um, yeah, let's just see how many horses we can get. Because I'm not gonna have a
That's
pet
for
that can eat me.
purchase. That's not including rental animals.
Yeah, we're just renting.
Okay. So yeah, if you wanted to rent a pony, it'd be 3 days.
Well,
I think we'll just take it.
it will be 2 days because today's the 2nd. We have to be back by the evening of the 4th.
Yeah, so
I guess
you need it
that
today,
would be 3.
tomorrow, and the day after, unless
Yeah.
you're
Okay.
8 hours travel more or less each way.
Yeah, you're right. 3.
Okay. Um, assuming you would just need riding horses. And the pony. Pony will be 3
Unless
gold.
I could hitch a ride on somebody else's horses, because I might ride my pony off into the woods permanently.
Or if you're just on the wagon,
Yeah, we can get like 2 horses to draw the wagon.
okay. Say 3 gold for the 2 horses to pull the wagon, and then I believe you and Zen, who else knows how to ride a horse? Oh, and Drakei. So yeah, if Saul's driving the wagon, Vincent and Gargan are on it, you guys would need 4 horses. 5. No. Yeah, 5. 3 for riding, 2 for the wagon. So 5 gold total for the rental for 3 days,
I can cover that.
including enough feed for you guys to take care of them. Okay, who was paying?
Vincent can cover it.
Vincent? Okay. I'll grab it off your sheet. Okay. All right. What time do you guys want to set out?
Does anybody need to prepare, or are we good to go?
Mostly just grab my pack from my room.
Okay.
Always keep it packed. We're not going to need any camping gear because there's inns
No.
at Misty Oak.
All right, so say 30 minutes total before you get on the road. 3 horse riders are all proficient, so you don't need checks. Saul,
Yes.
what do you need?
A wrecked wagon.
Just make a dexterity check for now to cover riding the semi-makeshift path that got created in the woods.
Please.
Yep.
Is that
Oh,
enough?
good.
Oh.
Yep.
Phew. Like I'm so grateful for my high dexterity bonus.
All right. Vincent, roll a d20 for me.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
All right. Uneventful trip. You make it into Mistio. About 10, 15 minutes after sunset. What's the plan?
Well, let's get the horses and wagons stabled and we'll check in at the inn.
Okay. Great. How much do you need?
There's 4 of us here, so 2.
6.
Oh, there's oh.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
So 3 rooms.
Okay.
For 2 rooms. How many people can fit in a room? Like, me and Cork count for 1 person.
You could probably get away with uh 2 double rooms and pull in a cot for the one. So 2 nights. Yeah, they'll do 2 gold for the 2 rooms for 2 nights, including bringing in a cot.
You can take that off my sheet.
They got some high rollers living in this town.
Not so much. They recall the last time the whole party was in town. This is to cover potential damage for costs.
What's the usual cost for a room?
Would have been about 3-4 silver.
So I'm not with these people. I don't know who they are. I'm gonna have my own room.
I'm going to start growling at him.
Yeah, they're not buying that one.
I need to work on my tills.
Okay. So,
Well, in that case, to get the innkeeper in a better mood, say it's after sundown, right? You got
yeah,
people in here for dinner and drinks.
yeah.
First round on me.
Can I just ask, does Soul recognize this innkeeper?
From prior visits, yeah.
What does she know about this innkeeper?
Uh, you know that the inn's been run by the same family for 60, 70 years? So,
Is
give
she
or take
familiar?
back 2-3 generations.
Is she familiar with Soul at all?
Yes.
Like in a good way, bad way, neutral way, just by reputation?
Your reputation precedes you.
Okay, all right. This is how Soul's gonna go about it. She's gonna try to convince her that last time was an extremely exceptional situation and that they are certain not to do that again because the circumstances are completely, entirely different from the last time they stayed here.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Can I
Okay.
assist with sad eyes?
Fuck! That is, the other one was a good roll too.
There was some way too obvious winking going on.
Yeah, sad eyes wouldn't have cut it considering you already failed one check to try and.
We're a bunch of college kids with a talking cat. What could possibly go wrong?
And
We
the talking
fell.
cat is buying drinks.
So, first round for the group in there.
No. First round for the inn.
We're a really socially inept group, don't
Yeah,
we?
that's what I mean. Whoever's in there in the dining area.
Okay, yeah.
So, right. I'll take the $6 off your sheet. Oh, you said meals too, or was it just drinks?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I need to improve the innkeeper's disposition.
So, Sol, what time of day were you going to the pub?
The first day I went back to Misty
Oh.
Oaks. That'd be we get there the 26th, the same day. Because it's like
26, yeah.
the day trip, and then the same night when I went out to the bar, I started losing my memory, and then next thing I know, I wake up on the day we have to travel back.
So also, we need to start lubing up the locals so we can milk them for information.
Soul's gonna split from the group because clearly the large presence is not helping anything, and she's gonna try to investigate on her own.
Okay.
Vince is gonna follow her.
Okay.
Secretly.
And I'm
Give
going
me
to
a stealth
carouse with the
check.
townsfolk.
Wait, I do actually want to know if Soul detects him because like
Yeah.
I have to decide whether she let
So, yeah.
him if she knew.
And I'll say this would be first your passive.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, what did you get?
Yeah, that froze.
Yeah, that beats your passive for sure.
Okay.
I think. Where are you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll be everybody's passive. So,
How many others are in the room with us?
so the innkeeper at desk, bartender behind the bar, one server, and about a dozen locals, give or take.
All right. So what I think I'm going to do is while the attention is still on us, like maybe at the time that Cork was, announcing that he's going to cover everybody in the place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts, with the intent of only. In other words, I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna probe deeper or have anyone know that I did this. But it looks from the thing that if I can concentrate for a minute, each action could read the surface of one person. So my read of it is that I could take 10 people that I can see and just read their surface thoughts for 6 seconds each time. And what I'm trying to do with that is to see that when we're kind of like, the attention's on us, especially the cat, um, is anybody like, you know, thinking about us more than just the average person would be in a tavern, such as concern we're there, or
Okay.
any type of extra interest. And I'll start with the most prominent 10 people I can. So that would include the bartenders, serving people there regularly. And then maybe, the 7 or 8 closest, or, more interesting
Okay.
people, most interesting looking people there. If there's somebody
The
quiet in a corner,
server's first
trying not to be
thought
seen.
is, oh, these tips should be good. Bartender, how tipsy are these people gonna get? The Were you checking the innkeeper as well?
What's that? Yeah,
Uh,
I would start with the prominent people that are there all
okay.
the time,
So the three
particularly the
staff.
keeper. Yeah, the 3
Uh,
staff, and then 7, and then of the 7 others, I would pick anybody that looks sort of interesting, but if there's, like, somebody in a corner that's trying not to be seen, that would get my
okay.
attention.
So yeah, server, bartender. The innkeep, you just hear, this is going to be amazing or terrible.
Who said that?
The innkeep. Because a bunch of stuff just got bought, but it means there's going to be an increased flow of alcohol. Uh, First 3, 4 of the locals you get, it's not passing up free booze. Fifth, well, look at Mr. Moneybags. Sixth, get mostly do not drink too much, do not drink too much. And the last one, guy who seems to be off in a corner alone, you get 2 more rounds and bring out some cards. Fish in a barrel.
What's that? What was the last thing he said? Bring out some cards and
The dude's a
Bring
hustler.
fish in a barrel.
fish in a bear. Good. All right. Thank you.
Okay. So, Saul, how were you going about your own investigation?
Quick remind me about like the specific target. Like I know what we're generally doing, but like end goal here, not.
You tell me. You guys came here to try and figure out what happened in those 3 days.
So we didn't actually come here with a specific target of investigation. Okay. And they have already investigated what? Sorry.
Uh,
Like, are they still at the inn or did they go elsewhere?
yeah, I think everybody's still at the inn. Nobody mentioned leaving.
Okay. Then I'm gonna track down the bar that I was originally intending to go to and see if I can find out whether I actually ever made it there.
Okay. Uh, roll a d6 for me. We'll say odds it was this one, evens is the other. Okay, so you were going to the other.
Like the one that I actually intended, or I'm missing the actual bar I was going to?
Well, no. Odds this was that bar, evens you gotta go to the other tavern in town.
So I didn't actually go to the bar that I was originally planning on to that night. I went to the other one.
Yeah. Well, no.
Okay.
It's
No, I'm going
I didn't
now,
know
right?
which one you're intended to go to that night.
Oh, so you.
Says
Oh, okay.
this means the bar your intention to go to was the other tavern.
Oh, I thought you were doing like a misinformation thing. Like you got the wrong information and you went to the wrong bar. So okay, let's do this.
Yeah. So I'm assuming what was the range on that, Gargan?
The detect thoughts.
Yeah.
Um,
Range of self and within 30 feet of you. So you'd have probably been doing a little walk around. Walking. Mark would have been up to the barkeep to pay the bill. Okay. So Saul, if you head out the door, Vincent, you follow undetected. And Drakey, I was following Gargan to make sure nobody messed with him because he noticed that something was off with him. Basically, just from your eyes, he noticed you weren't exactly just like zeroed in on anything. Uh,
But
Zane would follow Saul out. Okay. Takes you about 15 to get over there. So you get into their tavern. It's not an inn, just a bar. A little rowdier. 30 or so people in there are already drinking.
Do I know if the staff of these bars change or if it's just the same people every time?
You didn't come to this one the last time, like before this, when you guys came. Uh,
No, it's because it's the priority of investigation. Like, if I know that the staff at the bar is always the same no matter what, then they
for the
probably
most
have
part,
better
yeah.
information. On the other hand, if I didn't know that, I would probably go for patrons first because they would be more willing to talk about rumors and things about
Yeah.
what I might have done, supposedly. So that's why it's like, which is the one that Soul approaches first?
Uh, yeah, for the most part, staff would probably be the same.
Okay, then Soul would definitely go to Barkeep and ask, "Hey, did you see me come around all this time? I think someone tried to impersonate me a little bit."
Uh, Bartender just looks at you and I'm trying to think when
It should have been a
he
few days
does.
ago.
It's like you haven't been here in months.
I haven't? Really? I guess they went elsewhere then. I'll try to track them down. But did you hear about me doing anything a few days ago? Like, was I seen
Oh,
somewhere in town or with anyone in
well,
particular?
uh, your cousin mentioned you came to visit, but you didn't come here.
Just my cousin? No one else ever saw me around town?
Not that they mentioned.
Hmm. Do you know anyone who might in town who might be aware of what was going on these past few days? They would have to have the leisure to pay attention to this sort of thing.
And points over to the back corner to a very loud, boisterous human woman. Well, old Sally always knows everyone's business usually before they do, so
All right, thank you. Hey, is there a drink I can or a couple of drinks I can buy from you? It's like, what do you have on tap? In fact, what would Sally what's her preferred type of drink?
pulls out a bottle of red wine. That's her go-to.
All right. How much is a bottle?
15 copper.
15 copper? Then I'll
Yep.
just I'll get 2 bottles.
All right, so I'll grab the 3 silver off your sheet. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I'm guessing that's a box wine.
It's the house wine. It's
All right. So once I have the wine, I probably have holding a bottle in each hand. I walk over to is she alone or is she talking to people?
she's got a few people around her. She's got a big personality, and a lot of people are into whatever tales she's telling.
Okay, then Soul's gonna like sort of lean in and say, "Hey, pardon me here, but I'd like to have a word with Sally. Would you mind sharing a drink with me?" And I hold up the bottles.
You see her eyes lit up with the wine. I'll catch up with you fellas later. Grabs you and hauls you back to another table.
Soul like rolls with it. She didn't expect this, but she's not surprised.
She grabs one of the bottles and just starts topping up her glass. What can I do for you?
Well, you see, I hear that you're the person to talk to if anyone wants to know anything about anyone in this town. And the thing is, I'm fairly certain I had like an impersonator or something around a few days ago. I'm trying to track down where they might have gone or who they might have talked to, but I'm not getting much of anything.
She looks like a little puzzled, and well, I know your aunt said your cousins were excited to see you, and you got into town and ditched them. But nobody mentioned you getting in any trouble, or we can
Wait,
see your
ditch two
thing for
again?
a minute. Huh?
I ditched two again?
Your cousins.
Okay. Sorry. I thought it was someone else for a second, and I.
Uh,
Okay.
uh,
Um.
nobody really mentioned seeing you.
So I wasn't even. So the impersonator, the one that looked like me, wasn't even in town. Why would they?
Not from what I heard.
Hmm. You know where they might have left the town? Like, do we have someone who lives down the edges that might have seen that the impersonator leave? I mean, there's got to be like set exit points. Uh, so only so many places I could leave the town boundaries, and there have to be some people who would have been around the area at the time that might have seen the direction I would have, that the other me would have gone.
Well, most come in either from the dock over by the church or over by which farm was it? Or over by the Sunglider Farm.
The docks or Sunglider Farm?
Yeah, they two most likely places where she come in, because over by the church and the inn, plenty of people would have noticed more than those two.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Hey, since I've got you here and we're drinking together, Sol has by this point had a glass of the wine from her own bottle.
Okay.
Um, you've gotta, and since I have your attention for the moment, like you gotta have some really juicy gossip. I mean, I you have a reputation. It's like, what's the latest around the town? Honestly, it's gotta be something fun, know about.
Well, make a persuasion check with an advantage.
Ooh. The exact opposite of the other one.
Well, you fried her with some wine, so. Oh. Uh, well, there was big card game a few days back, and some elf that nobody seemed to have seen before was racking it up, and poor Stephen uh, couldn't cover his debt, and the stranger made him pay with his gold tooth.
A
Quite
stranger?
forcibly, from what I heard.
There was a stranger in town?
Yes. Uh, you can see she fans herself a bit. He was apparently quite the looker.
Oh. Uh, Soul sort of winks at her and says, as good looking as me?
You're not my type, dear, but he rather tall for an elf. Stood a good 6 foot.
Oh, come on now. You gotta know more than that. Height is one
Uh,
thing, but but he has to have something more particular about his appearance.
uh, dark red hair, dark eyes.
Was he buff or thin? I gotta say, if he's reedy looking, I don't think he's as high as you think he.
Uh, he was not excessively buff, but not scrawny by elf standard.
Ah, then you might have had a point with his appearance. But surely someone like that wouldn't just walk into town randomly. What was he even here for?
Uh, I think he was just passing through. He was only here for a couple of days.
Ah, a traveler, not a merchant?
No,
Did he look like he could fight at least? I imagine something happening on the road would have been nasty.
Yes, certainly seemed that way. He believe Stephen said he had a rapier on him. And that's about all I really recall. I know he cleaned up at the card table.
Hey, did he happen to were the cards used his by any chance, or were they the standard deck at the tavern?
I believe he joined the game that was already going on each night.
Ah, did he look like a rogue by any chance?
He definitely a looker. Pointed chin, fairly chiseled jaw.
No, look like a rogue, as in like the class.
Well, he certainly was not in any heavier armors, so
Ah,
perhaps.
which direction did he leave? And where did he come into town from?
Actually, nobody really mentioned. Nobody remembered seeing him come in or head out.
I see. Thank you.
Mm.
That answers a lot of my questions. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your drink. I have something else to investigate.
Okay.
While she was engrossed in that conversation, Vincent's just gonna sidle up to the barkeep and ask if they've noticed if Saul was there. If they noticed Saul there previous to today, in the last few days.
Bartender gives you a look. No, not in 2 months. Why you asking?
I'm just curious. And I'm gonna walk over to Saul and just kind of stand in the background. Whether she notices me or not, he's not like intending to hide at this point.
Okay.
Okay. So while Vincent is there, I'm gonna go back to the barkeep and say, "Look, do you remember the stranger that came by a few days ago?" Red hair, tall, handsome.
Oh, the card shark. Yes.
Yes, like I'd like to know a little bit more about him. Apparently, like I think he was in cahoots. So, especially because the timings match up. Can you tell me more about what he did in the town? Like, where did he go after the cards?
Huh? I'm not sure. I I don't recall Donna or Barrett mentioning him getting a room.
No, just like where did he go? Did he leave the bar? Where
Yes, yeah,
surely someone heard something about where he was going.
he must have been staying with somebody, but nobody really claimed him. He didn't come in with anybody that I
Okay.
recall.
Then who are the people that he fleeced at the card game?
Points out a few different individuals. Stephen lost a fair bit, and you can see he has a chuckle. Reginald lost some coin to him.
Are they together? Are they sitting together or are they sitting separately?
Separately. And Leona, she definitely lost some coin to him.
Do you know who lost the most?
I'd say Reginald lost the most coin, but Stephen bet more than he had, and the stranger ripped the gold tooth right out of his mouth.
Wait, so hold on a second. So Reginald lost the most money, but I don't know the other guy's name.
Stephen.
Stephen. But Stephen had the actual money necessary to pay, but he lost the tooth instead.
Well, yeah, he has that gold tooth he got acting in his venture days, and the stranger, when Stephen couldn't pay, reached into his mouth and ripped it out of her.
Ah, okay. Then, uh, would you say Stephen or Reginald would have the most grudge against this stranger?
Stephen for sure.
Ah, thank you. Um, what are both their favorite drinks?
Stephen's house ale and Reginald a whiskey.
Then, how much is a bottle of each?
$2 copper for the ale and $7 gold for the whiskey.
Wow. Okay. Hold the whiskey for right now. I'll just take 2 bottles of the house ale, and I'll come back for the whiskey if I still need to talk to Reginald.
Okay. Okay. Coin's gone.
You just took the coin for the ale, right? Not the whiskey, because I didn't buy the whiskey yet.
Yeah, just the ale.
Okay, just making sure because that is expensive, and I know it's like it's a matter of whether it's worth it at this point. So I'll take
Well,
those 2 bottles.
Reginald, you would know, owns the only general store in town.
Ah, okay, I see. He has the money for it then.
Yeah.
Alright. So then I go to Steven first. Anyways, I get the 2 bottles of ale. I go and say, "Hey, mind having a drink with me? I'd like to ask you a few questions about the stranger that popped into town a few days ago."
Uh, you can see a bit of a scowl on his face.
Look, man, I got
He
I got
still has some bruising around his mouth, and you can see it looks like when the gold one got taken, at least 2 or 3 others got chipped.
look, man, I got some beef with him. Okay, so like, if you can tell me anything, I'll be sure to give him a good punch for you.
He laid the charm on the ladies. I know Lerna was quite taken with him, and he definitely was a braggart about his winnings even before it happened.
Ah. Um, did you happen to know where he went after the game?
No, that was on the night of the 28th. I went looking for him the next day, and he was already gone. Nobody saw him after.
Hmm. Okay, thank you. I'll be sure to talk to Lena?
Lerna.
Lerna. Thank you. Um, Here, in fact, another bottle of ale. You seem like you need the drink.
Make it easier for you there.
Yep. Um, how well do I know Reginald? Like on a personal level, is he just the store person to me,
Uh,
or
you.
am I friendly with him?
I'm trying to think. How old are you now?
Let's see here, my notes. I am
Uh,
105.
yeah. He's about 70 now, so you left for Ulverston probably 50 years ago.
You would have been like what, 20 back then?
Yeah. So back then, he would have been somewhat well to do as he inherited the store from his father. Uh, do you remember? He was fairly social. Decent enough.
Okay.
Hey, you guys have been there.
Then Soul would definitely find it like worth it if she knew him beforehand, and then it's been like 50 years, and he's like what, a human?
Yeah.
Yeah, then she would find it worth it. She would buy a couple bottles of whiskey, so
Okay.
14 gold, and
Okay.
bring it over.
Okay. By this time, the other three that were at the inn, it will clearly, even as a little more crowd has come in, it come to your attention that obviously Saul, Vincent, and Zen
Oh, Zin's with
appear
us?
to have left.
Wait, Zin's with us?
Yeah,
I thought it was just Vincent following me.
Vincent you didn't know until he sort of let himself be seen next to you, but Zen followed you out, making sure you didn't do anything reckless out on your own.
I thought I was doing this alone, so.
She
Okay.
let you do your thing, but she did not let you out of her sight.
Okay. That's fine. It's just like my mental image of what I was doing is a little different now.
Well, she didn't like stay right with you, but you
So
definitely
she's like
would have heard her keeping up with you.
so a little bit like Vincent, separate but like still hanging around.
Yeah, you would have known she was there, though.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. I've pieced together most of what's going on. Um, so let I'm gonna talk to Reginald now and say, "Hey,
Okay.
Reginald, it's been years. How have you been?" And I hand over a bottle of whiskey. Can you spare a moment to talk to me about it? I got a few questions I need to ask you.
He motions for whoever he's sitting with to leave the table. A couple of minutes they do. What do you need?
So listen, I heard that stranger came into town a few days ago, and he was such a bastard, and well, I heard you lost a bit of coin to him.
He pours himself a shot from the bottle of whiskey and holds up the bottle. For almost 10 of these and sets it down.
You lost 70 gold to him?
In and around.
Dang, how good was he as a cards?
Very.
Well, listen, uh, I'm trying to track this guy down. Did you happen to notice where he went after the card game? Hear anything in town? I mean, you're the owner of the general store. You surely know something about when a stranger rolls into town.
No, I asked around and didn't see him after the night of the last card game.
Oh, did he happen to mention anything that night about what he was looking for, what he was doing, where he's going? If he was going to leave town anytime soon?
Just mentioned he was passing through and that's about it. Just
Alright, when he left the bar, which direction did he leave in?
I didn't exactly follow him out.
I mean, like, there's only so many he can go. They go left or right outside the door.
Well, I was sitting and he taps the table he's at, which is more towards the back of the bar, to the side. He's like, he just left.
Such a pity. Oh, thank you for your help, anyways. Enjoy the whiskey.
Rather peculiar name.
Oh, really? What did he introduce himself as? I have a fairly good idea of what his name already is, but, like, please try to confirm it for me.
Razon?
Ah.
Rakis?
Would you happen to mean Ralos?
That's it!
Then he is the bastard I was looking for. Don't worry, I'll give him a good punch for you. When I find him. I don't leave the additional bottle. Well, actually, no. I would leave the additional bottle of whiskey with him too,
Okay.
because old friend.
Yeah.
Old friend.
Many thanks.
At this point, I would grab Vincent and Zin and sort of like lead them out of the bar, and then from the area around the outside of the bar, I would look for any clues
One
whatsoever.
sec, I just gotta check one thing.
Oh wait, I forgot Lierna. I forgot about her. Hold on.
Okay.
I would. Is she still in the bar?
She is not.
Okay. Actually, then I would have before I left Reginald, I would have asked him if he knew where she was.
Probably at her farm.
Oh, and so the church and the Sunglider farm, those two farms, and Leona was charmed. And wait, is Leona that the owner of the farm that tried to accost me the first time I came back to Misty Oak in this campaign?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna definitely have to track her down. So I at that point I would definitely grab Zin and Vincent and start walking over to Sunglider Farms. And I say, look, I have an idea of what might have happened the night I lost my memory, but I'm still not sure why I lost my memory or why any of that happened. But that stranger is, well, I'll keep numb on that for a while. Let's hurry over to the farms and see what Lerna knows.
Okay. So the other three that were at the inn, I'll say by this point, just asking around, you would have found the other bar. About the time these three are coming in out.
Yeah, basically, I mean, I would have been chatting up with the bartender to see what if there was any major weird events that happened last week.
Yeah, and
Anything
a few
involving
others
Saul.
coming in, you would have, like I said, it was about 20 minutes ago, you guys would have finally realized, oh, Saul's not here. And made your way over. So,
I mean,
about
personally,
the
I would have
time these
been really concerned about that, but I don't know about the others.
Yeah, I assume we kind of meet up at some point and regroup. And so I definitely ask, you know, uh, what have you learned so far?
Wait, we met up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about
So my first question would have been like, what
about
did you
an hour and
learn?
a half has passed.
Oh,
Yeah, shared
okay. I
information
thought we were
from.
I thought we were heading to the Sunglider Farms and thus would have missed them. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
basically they're showing up at the bar as you guys are coming it out.
okay. I would look around and say, not here. We have to. It's not safe to talk about this stuff in the open. It's better to talk about this later. But we do have another lead, Laerna Sunglider.
You mean the rich lady you have beef with?
Look, she knows that it was a mistaken case of mistaken identity. She accused me of incredibly wrong stuff. Um,
Yeah,
so
and you also know that given the right frame of mind, Elf can hold a really long grudge.
precisely. Anyways, so she owes me for the hit to my reputation. She might not like me per se, but she should be willing to at least talk.
Well, if you say so. I mean, let's just say to all those who are not familiar with this within our group here, prepare to be entertained.
So, wait. So, is everyone coming with me as I talk to Laerna Sunglider?
Unless you're saying there's a reason not to.
No, I just want to check because, like,
Yeah. I assume
for
we sort of naturally regrouped and are now just going together to the next thing.
Yeah,
Soul,
I mean, we'll come with
Soul,
you to make sure you are, and I do air quotes, protected.
Soul is a very effective investigator. So, like, all right, then we would definitely head over to the Sunglider Farms.
From where you are, it'll take about 15 minutes to get over there. The closer you get to the farm, the fewer other houses you see.
I'm just amazed we're doing this after Darkfall.
The dark is our friend. At least it's mine.
Yeah, it's a little after 9.
Wait, what is would she be asleep at that time?
Uh,
Like, what time do these people sleep?
well, she runs a farm,
So she probably get up
It's an
early and
aggro
goes.
community, so yeah,
and it's a weekday.
well,
Fuck.
and also still winter.
Yeah.
Well, no, you know what? We're already here. We're just gonna keep going with this. I'm gonna when we get to the farm, I'm just gonna go up to the door and start knocking.
It's winter. She's not
Okay.
growing anything anyway.
All right. So yeah, just knocking it away on the door. Couple of minutes go by and door opens to a human who is at least 80.
Not Lirna?
No.
Do I notice one? Because if Lerna had beef, like, does Soul know this person?
Yeah, this is her butler.
Her butler? Okay.
Yep.
It's an old lady, man?
Old man.
Old man.
At
Okay.
least 80 years old.
Yeah, Soul would be a little bit more respectful to someone so old, especially since, like, she knows physical abilities are harder as they grow older, regardless of what race they are. Just depends on the scale. So
You can
she'd
see he just sort of looks over. This collection of people at the door. Luckily, he doesn't see one.
and would he know Soul?
He probably would not recognize you on sight.
Okay. Then I say, do I know this guy's name?
Yes. It is Thomas.
Then I would say, good evening, Sir Thomas. I'm sorry. I'm trying to track someone down, and I was hoping you would be well, I was hoping Lerna might be willing to speak with me a little bit because she met him a few nights ago.
You can see he sort of looks out. Like, do you know what time it is?
Yes, I'm sorry, but it's a supremely urgent investigation. Well, the more time that passes, the less likely I'm ever going to catch up to him.
Motions you to come in. Tells you to wait here in the foyer and shuts the door so the wind stops getting in.
I wait respectfully, and I try to make sure the rest of the party does too if they ever tried not to.
Is there anything expensive looking around?
While most of what you've seen are small wooden homes, this is a 5-story mansion. Made of marble. So yeah, some vases, rugs, paintings in the foyer.
Nothing small enough to pocket. Okay.
No.
So as everybody went in, I kind of tried to hide and I didn't go in. I'm gonna see
Okay.
if I can. I'm going to see if I can like climb or jump up onto the roof and just take a cursory investigation of just wherever the windows are.
Okay. It's
I mean,
fairly smooth and it's not like being able to get your claws into a tree, so you're gonna need to make an athletics check, DC 16 to get up.
that's to climb. What if I just try to jump up?
I'd say acrobatics DC 20 from the ice and snow that's on the walls. Oh, wait. You have.
I have the boots
You
of
have those
jumping.
boots, right?
Gives me a +2 to any athletics or acrobatics involving jumping.
Okay. So
Can I just hit the +2 and then do a skill roll?
Yeah. So you need a 12.
Oops.
You pop up and hit a patch of ice and you come down.
Slow fall.
Seeing as though they're making a big commotion, I try to get them stopped. Like, I will physically restrain them if I have to.
Oh, he's outside.
Oh, sorry. I thought they were still
Yeah,
doing this.
he waited outside and tried to climb the wall.
Yeah, if I don't see this, I don't care.
So yeah.
So my slow fall negates anything below 20 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I try to climb this time?
Sure. So you try, you almost get a grip and fingers just lose it on the ice.
Alrighty. I'll
Okay.
give up and just hang out just outside the door.
Okay. Thomas shows up with Lerna. She spots this ensemble and her eyes go to you, Saul.
I say, Lerna, how has it been? I have a few questions I need to ask you. You met someone recently that I'm trying to track down. A stranger?
Friend of
The
yours?
Well, a little bit. I'm trying to warn him about something, you see. And the thing is, he's moving a bit too quickly for me to catch up.
I should have known the likes of you were involved.
Involved? Was something wrong with him? I know he was moving quickly, but did something happen?
She just glares at you and says, "Don't play dumb, dear. Your cousin is naturally good at it."
Lerna. How many times do I have to say? You already got me wrong on all accounts last time we had a problem like this. Are you really gonna try to accuse me of something again? I genuinely don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I did not get all this from being a simple woman. People mentioned you had arrived in town. A dashing stranger cons me and many out of cards, or their coin at cards, vanishes, and you appear saying he's a friend.
Ah, well, he is a friend, but I don't actually know him that well. It's just that I have a bit of a debt I have to pay, and this is my best chance of getting rid of it.
Make a persuasion check.
Out of character wise, I am killing it with this character manipulation.
I'm gonna whisper to Gargan, like, this guy sounds like he might be interesting to hang out with.
And I whisper it back. I'm just waiting for her to tell us how her evening went so I could tell her what we know.
Hey, is that enough?
Alright, I'll play your game.
Wait, like, how much does she believe me?
She believes you're genuinely trying to track this person down. She believes you are not, were not involved in what happened, but she's cautious enough that she's questioning your timing.
Okay. It's good enough. So what do you
So,
know
what are
about this
your
guy?
questions?
Oh, like, what generally, what do you know about this guy? Like, after the game, where did he go? Did you see him leave the town? Did he tell you where he was going next?
After our card game, he was to come meet me here, if you must ask.
Ah, she,
And he never showed.
Soul raises an eyebrow. He stood you up? What a jerk. I thought he was better than that. Do you think, something might have happened? I am, well, I can't give you all the details for sake of his safety, but, do you think something caught up with him?
From what I understand, he and Steven finished a game after. He took his payment in kind, and I'm sure got out before he was got.
So you two only, know as much as the events at the bar, and then this guy vanished.
More or less.
Do you have any sort of detail, any at all, that I might be able to use to track him down? Like, where did he Was he particularly interested in something or another?
Uh, Tell me what he finds amusing.
Like, is that a rhetorical question, or is that like literally her asking me if I would know what he finds interesting?
Basically that.
The second one?
Yeah.
Well, if I have to rely on his interests to track him down, I suppose he really was just trying to keep off the radar. Hmm. You sure there's nothing else you can tell me about him?
In a handful of days, he became the talk of the town. That is not staying off the radar.
But no one knows where he's went. There's one thing to know that he was there. It's another thing to know that where he went after. You can make a somewhat of a commotion all you want, but if you have no real information, that is a misinformation tactic. In fact, maybe he was trying to draw so much attention here so that he could skedaddle elsewhere under a far more silent trip. I'm doing this to try to persuade her, by the way. Persuade her in my reasoning.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. I'll just roll again.
Yeah, whatever's lower. DC 17.
I mean, they're both high, so
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. Does she? So she's convinced of my reasoning then?
If he was looking for bigger prey, he would have headed to Alrezen or possibly made his way to Midway.
Wait, sorry, is that a town, Midway?
Midway, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the maps again. Give me a second.
It is outside of New Hope. If you're
It's outside of New Hope? Wow.
yes,
Okay. So she's saying that she's either went to the biggest city in the country
in
or
New Hope, or he would have traveled east to the first major city you would hit.
of the Eastern Trading Community.
Yes.
Okay. And New Hope, Alrison is how far from Misty Oak? A day's travel? Same as the College of Champions?
Um, it'd be
Or
a
is it
little further, probably 2 days, because there's no direct road.
okay, and how many days did I travel home? Like how many days of memory am I missing?
Well, you guys 1 day travel there, 1 day travel back.
But like the days I spent in the town
Uh,
that I'm missing the memory of.
the night of the 26th, all the 27th, all of the 28th, and then you woke up in your bed the morning of the 29th.
Okay then. Thank you. That's
Yep.
helpful. You know what? I think those are good leads. Thank you. I'll try to see if I can catch up with him before he gets too far ahead of me.
Thomas, see them out. And she turns, and the old man gestures you all to the door.
Do I think she told me everything she could?
Make an insight check.
Ah,
Yep.
darn. Yeah, I think she told me everything she could. I'm convinced. Let's go.
So, as you step outside, just as Thomas is closing the door, you see a slightly snow-covered park.
So, what did I miss?
Let's get off farm grounds before we start talking about anything.
Okay.
Was there a good cat fight?
Come on now. I'm a sociable person. So I'm not gonna fight with her on something so trivial.
You wouldn't fight a
Uh-huh.
600-year-old woman.
But more seriously, so are we still like in the open? Like no
Uh,
people around, no trees, no just open plains because we're surrounded by farms, and are the houses all like at a distance?
yeah, it would. Like I said, I just out at the time. It would have been about 5 minutes to get far enough away from the mansion, and not quite to where other houses are, and
We're
especially at this time of night, not where there's foot traffic on the road.
we're probably not even off her property yet, but far enough away from the house.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I would want to be off of property, specifically Laerna's property. I would want to get off that.
Okay. Another 5 minutes, probably. Okay.
Okay. And I still specifically ask everyone to check their surroundings, make sure no one's listening or like around.
Okay. Gargan, you're the only one left. Gargan? Roll for him. He must stepped away. Okay. Yeah, you all feel it's pretty safe here.
Okay. Then I sort of like, so I still lower my volume and I say, look, apparently I've gone up to some weird stuff the night I lost my memory.
Well,
You
that's a
see,
given, but
well, you know that stranger Ralos?
we've been hearing about him. Yeah.
So that's me. Apparently I fleeced.
Come again?
Apparently
You're a
I
handsome
fleeced.
redhead?
Upon hearing this, you just see Zin, like the hamster starts spinning and her eyes shoot open. I think she's the only one who met him.
Yep, definitely the only one. You see, apparently I fleeced those 3 people at a card game last night. Except I don't have the extra money, so I'm kind of pissed about that. Why don't I have the extra money? But
Vincent, you have competition.
Yeah.
But I apparently no one can track down where I was after that. But look, if we can figure out where my alternate ego is what went that night, we'll probably track down what happened to me. And for that matter, I'm not exactly sure it was me in that bar, given that I don't even have money anymore.
So that might prove that you were in the bar. But step, you have like a split personality.
No, I don't, but I do have a magnificent disguise. Wait, hold on. I gotta just look at the item specs for a second. Give me a second. Okay, I gotta ask. I gotta ask how this works. If I were to use it for like, if I were to flash my identity change for like 2 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever, and then switch back, would that use a charge for a day?
Yes.
All right, it's in the middle of the night, anyways. I can spare a charge for nothing. But it's good to know something like that. So how would I activate the swing? Would I twirl it? What?
Uh, to activate it, you simply make your hand into a fist, holding your thumb for the ring, and think.
Okay. So I sort of like hold up my hand with the ring. If is there any visual indication of it, or is just like it's just a spell?
Uh, when it activates, the ring will glow for a second.
Okay, then I will definitely hold my hand up, and I would activate the ring, activate my Rallis identity for like 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, and then switch back immediately.
Okay.
Just like prove it.
And what happens when you activate it?
Oh, I would here, let me just get this. Where is it? Here we go. That is Ralos. So I would become Ralos for a short period of time, and then I would turn back to Soul again. Back to normal.
Okay, I'll admit, didn't really see that coming.
I'm gonna say
Look, the moment
alligator while she's changed into Ralos.
Look, the moment I was told that it was a redhead who was doing this stuff, I kind of went a little like, "Uh-oh," in my head. Everything else just led me to conclude that it was definitely me doing all this.
So is that some sort of wizardry, or is there some sort of like spirit possession involved?
It's a spell of alter self. I can. This ring allows me to have 2 different identities to take up upon at will. Rallis is one of them.
Where was the last place you actually remember being?
The thing is that I don't remember ever getting to that bar, but apparently I did as Rallos.
Right, but
I-
like walking to where's the last place you remember being?
Oh, the thing is, I woke up in my bed the day we had to leave, and that's it. That's the last memory.
Right, but you decided to go to the bar. Do you remember walking at some point, or do you not even remember leaving to go to the bar?
Okay, that's a question for a DM. I have no idea.
Make a history check for me to see what you recall.
Okay, regular history check, right?
Yeah.
Why is this? Hold on a second. No, really. Why did my dice turn? Hold on a second. I don't like this. What happened to my dice?
Oh, are you on the Rallo sheet?
Oh, that might be it. Okay, thank you for the help. I will. Yes, there we go. That makes so much more sense. I am going to change that dice color at some point, but
Okay. You remember leaving your aunt's house, getting maybe 5 minutes down the road, and that's the last thing you remember.
do I remember seeing anyone or where I was when that happened? Like, surely if I remember walking somewhere, I know where the surroundings of my last memory is.
Okay. Need image. So I need. Okay, so I'll wait till everybody's in the map.
While you're waiting, so does she remember the few moments where she turned into Alice just now?
That's
No,
why he
she
shouted out alligator while she was turned into. He's gonna ask, "Do you remember what I just said?"
I heard you say alligator, but I didn't understand the reference.
Yeah, he just shouted it out to see if she would remember after turning
Oh, I
back.
see. I see.
Oh yeah,
Clever.
she remembers you shouting that.
It's
No
weird.
apparent reason why.
I like alligators. They make good coats.
So at the moment, we don't know if her loss of memory was because she was Rallis. Is that correct?
Right.
Because that would be tough
Not
to
in yet.
change appearance and then not remember ever what it was. That would make for a tough situation.
All right, so over here is the mansion. There's the farm and the farmhouses to go with it. There would be Quark's house. That's the church. That's the general store. So, and your aunts would be out in the outskirts. So you would have been, give or take, here. Yeah, probably about there.
So does Soul remember getting the ring?
And that's where I lost my memory?
Give or take, yeah, somewhere in that general area.
Okay, then I would tell them where, and I would lead them there.
Okay.
Do you remember getting the ring?
Oh yeah, I got this as a gift from Tobias.
Huh.
Of course you did.
Because you know there might be more than one ring that could make the same illusion.
No. He wouldn't do that to me. He's a great mentor.
So is the guy interested in cards in the other building? Is that just a red herring then or coincidence?
She doesn't have a memory, and her memory lapsed at the same time that guy was there, so it's probably her. She could have also been knocked out somewhere, and then somebody else is trying to frame her.
They would have to look. You guys didn't even know the ring was anything special. They would have to not only know the ring was special, they would have to know what identity I had on there and then activate it. And then they would have to use that and know how I act when in disguise. And besides which, they use my disguise to do things, not me. There's several layers of implausibility, which are hypothesis.
You should meet my family someday.
It's like you do remember that Tobias has mind-bending magic, right?
Look, I got my reasons to believe Tobias has the best interests for me in mind for me. Okay. Soul thinks it over a little bit and then goes, "All right. Look. So let me ask you guys this. How and why did you come to the college?"
Zinel state she was also accepted with Derark and to keep an eye on.
I mean, for me, it's my mom. She was a former graduate and possibly, I mean, though I don't know for sure, former faculty.
Gargan?
Yeah, I guess the man that raised me was a professor at the college years ago.
All right. And Vincent?
Me? Oh, my family's currently in a 1,000-year civil war that I'm trying to avoid, so college sounded like a good option.
But you all had your own motivations for coming to this college, correct?
Yeah?
I didn't. You see, Tobias tracked me down and convinced me to attend. He wants my assistance for something specific. And so I am convinced that he has my best interest in mind. He may have his own plans, but he's not going to use me in that way to get it done.
You know him that well?
I know his type. We think similarly. And while he does have his own motivations, it's not to the point where he mess with me like this, when it's far simpler and far more useful to keep me on his side. Especially when his actual purpose seems to where I'm a essential piece in that matter. This is illogical. He wouldn't put me into confusion like this for no reason whatsoever.
But you're
Besides
not
which,
denying that he wouldn't put you into confusion if he had a reason.
Or that he has his own motives. Irregardless,
his
who knows what
motivations
happened?
are primarily to protect the college. And the thing is, he doesn't have reason to mess with my memory. It's much more effective if I have my full faculties. It's to
Vincent,
his disadvantage for me to be negatively mentally impaired.
I get that, but if he needed to do something in the vicinity where you are, that you knowing about it would be a problem for yourself or your friends,
I don't see how that would.
would he wipe your memory to protect you?
No, he wouldn't do that. Look, out of character, let me analyze Tobias a little bit. Tobias is paranoid, yes, but he's like... He's paranoid in that he has contingencies. He's not paranoid in that he do anything and everything, no means holds barred, to get what he wants. He does sort of like self-degenerate because of this paranoia, but it's not to the point where like he's malicious about it. He's paranoid because he fears a threat. And that whatever that threat is, it influences a lot of his decisions and choices. Soul as a person or as a character is like, she is his like the closest thing to an ally he has, because I think he was trying to use her as like the opposite scale. He is known as not only faculty but also like a powerful bard. On the other hand, Soul, seeing as how we all started level 1, is a newbie, and there's like different angles of attack you can use for a situation. So Soul is pretty much, he not only considers on his side, but it's not attacking allies should be, it's a self-conflicting motivation to attack an ally he personally recruited into helping him out on this campaign.
I get that, but I'm not saying he attacked you.
It's more of a
I am,
manipulation than a.
I'm saying that he possibly used
No,
you temporarily for.
and the thing is, information for these two people is a weapon. So messing with her mind would have been like his version of an attack on her, because he himself considers information as a weapon.
Okay.
That's why I don't believe he would have done that sort of thing. The viewpoints just don't match up.
Yep. Vincent's going to start like just kind of investigating the area to see if there's any. I mean, it's been a few days, but any remaining signs of anything that might have happened
Okay.
in that area.
Honestly, guys, it's getting late. I think we should probably sleep on this, pick it up in the morning.
Yeah, probably a good idea. We should head back to the inn.
Vincent, if you want to make your investigation check first. It's a dirt road with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 homes in the general area with a snow-covered ground that's been in and out of snow and slush. At least 3 days have passed. Actually, if we're going back to the 26th, 6 days have passed.
So no dice.
You'll see clear footprints in the ground, but there's been a lot of people that would have walked this area in that time.
Yeah, it was a shot in the dark.
In the literal dark.
Literally.
Yeah, at almost 10 o'clock at night.
So, but during all this conversation, has told us the details of what she learned about what was happening, and in particular um the hustling people at cards, etc. Like, has there been a debriefing about what everyone has
I
sort of
don't
learned?
think she got into the specifics after you guys met up, but
Because
you could
I mean, if this
probably piece at least parts of it together just from the interaction with Lerna.
right, so if I learn enough about the person being a card shark, it's becoming in my mind maybe less relevant, but I do let Saul know, there was a guy at the other tavern who fancied himself quite the card shark. And until you showed the ring, I was, you know, I was sort of suspecting that that guy might have had a hand in things. Does that ring any bells for you?
No, but it's a good thing for us to investigate in the morning. I'll. I might have gone to the other bar after this one.
Right. Because I was gonna have Vincent maybe, tail him. Now that we know that we see him, but now that we're piecing this together, what does that guy? Do I remember at least some features of him?
He was human, probably late 20s, early 30s, fairly husky, dark hair.
Because would this alter ego give her new skills, or is it just altering appearance and it would be her own skills?
I mean, wait. I assumed that it was just my own skills and it just altered my appearance. Or am I wrong about that? Because there's a reason I designed Ralos the way I did.
Yes.
So
I mean, so
wait,
so
am I right or wrong about the ring?
You're
in other
right.
words,
It just changed your appearance.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so
uh,
then
so do you have the capacity to do so stunningly well at cards and also have the temperament to rip someone's tooth out?
so Soul has a dexterity of let's see. I have max dexterity. I have a 20 dexterity. Um so she definitely could be skilled enough in cards to do it, depending on how lucky she is. Or she cheated. But the thing is ripping the tooth out seems a little out of character for Soul. She would want her money, yes, but not to that point, which is why I'm not so sure that it was actually Soul in full control of her
It's a
magical
it's a gold
mental.
tooth, so it's not like pulling out from the root.
No, but like there's
It's more
Is
like
it?
a retainer kind of thing.
There's
Yeah.
like a
I feel like she would have. I
there's a
feel
level
like
of violence that I wouldn't see Soul doing.
I just
What
feel
was
like that Soul as a character would first resort to finding a different form of payment than literally ripping someone's tooth out of their mouth.
and bruising their face in the process.
Yeah, that's the out of character action, which is confusing me.
That's why I'm trying to figure out if there's another card shark or something. But
Also,
Is
actually, now that I think about it, can I check to see if the other slot is like filled?
Sure.
Is
The
it?
other slot remains empty.
Okay. So I don't think there's the other card shark is me.
Give me a history New Hope check from you.
What? Okay.
well, maybe she knows who the town card shark is.
Fuck. Either
Like
get amazing rolls or awful rolls today.
8 could be pretty solid depending on how famous the guy is.
So was that a question that was spoken out loud, or was that something you just generated internally
Who,
that
me?
you would? No, for Saul. Is that you were just personally trying to remember who the local card shark was,
I
or
mean,
did
like
somebody ask that
we're
question?
all thinking
Oh,
aloud.
I asked that question when, in other words, I was I guess it was out of character guessing what he was having her roll for. It could have had nothing to do
Which
with it.
means that I couldn't roll for it then.
No.
Gotcha.
But wait, when I try to remember who he is, and I can't remember my memory. I would know that like Quark lived in this town too, so I would turn to ask him and say, "Hey, do you happen to remember this guy? Because I got no clue."
Good enough.
Uh, so Quark's 18 and didn't really frequent bars or anything.
So at best, it would be trying to remember secondhand stories of people
Yeah.
just gossiping, which I'm guessing
Yeah.
I could attempt it with disadvantage.
Sure.
And
It
that's New
would
Hope or
be
Misty Oak.
History Misty Oak. Um, I mean, you would remember a handful of times where your dad got home from playing cards where he might have said something about somebody had to be cheating or questioning things about how the game went, but it's not like your dad went out playing cards for 5 nights a week. It's once here, once there, over the course of 15 years, give or take.
Okay, so
So he
yeah,
didn't
don't
really use
remember.
names or hard descriptions.
Right. So I guess the question is this other card shark someone important? And considering our time constraint, is there a small window to follow him, considering when we have to get back and
We still have a day
the
and a half.
chances that he's going to be in a particular place?
Didn't our local farming baron say that something about our mark heading off to a big city? All those.
Right. Yeah. I just don't know if that was conjecture or they knew it for sure.
Yeah, possibly, but still. I'm for some Z's.
All right. Making your way back, be about 15 minutes to get back to the inn.
What's the condition of the inn right now? Was it like a huge party or
Uh,
big cleanup?
there's probably about 25 people in the bar portion of the inn now. Uh, definitely a number that have clearly they're gone well past 2 or 3 drinks.
But in general, it looks like just a normal night of carousing.
Yeah, there's definitely, for the most part, just a general vibe of merriment. There is a card game going on in the back corner.
Is our friend in the corner participating?
Gargan, I think you're the only one who saw him. Uh,
Yeah, is he there?
and you do see he is there playing.
Okay. Can we gather anything from his demeanor as to if he would be the kind of person that would rip someone's tooth out to collect a debt?
Also, is my dad here?
Your dad is not.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to say that type of temperament from just watching them.
Well, you could sometimes tell someone's acting like a total astronaut. But I
Make an
guess
insight check.
yeah, I thought you yeah, that's what I was fishing for. But then on the other hand, didn't they describe, clearly describe the person who pulled the tooth as sort of tall, redheaded, not fat, etc. Was that
Yes.
clear? All right, so it's pretty clear that this guy playing does not meet the description of the guy
Well,
who
you
did all that.
know the guy that was playing was Rallos.
Right, right. I'm just trying to see if there's any tie in here. But well, just for kicks, I'll see what the insight brings up. But yeah, I guess the only disconnect is just because if Morales is just simply a disguise, it's something's not fitting. Unless, like Saul said, she just wasn't in control of her actions at the time.
Or it's a misdirection.
All right, and insight's gonna be crappy. So here goes.
What you'll get from that is this guy seems pretty frustrated, and if you're looking at the table, the pile of coin in front of him is not very big.
Okay.
Okay. So are you guys calling night?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Me four.
Okay. Right. Yeah, there's no way you guys are getting up at 7 a.m. Just take a quick look for something. Gargan, did you bring any books with you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have any active ones. I think I finished
Oh
the big
yeah,
one,
you
and I think I
turned the
finished
other one in.
the herbalism. So I'm not sure if there's any.
Yeah, the other one you had taken out, but you returned it to the library because you didn't think you'd have time for it because it was pretty obvious that it was like the longest one. Saul,
Yeah.
did you bring your book? Yes, it is listed as carried. So
Yeah, because I generally carry the books unless like we need to travel light. Um, so I would have had it on me. It's like because I trance, so I have extra spare time compared to other people.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Saul, you finished your book. I'll identify it now for you. Okay. And I just added one line to your skills for that.
My mom was set to leave this morning, right?
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning. Okay.
Okay. Saul, you there?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Um, do I know who said this? Like, do I have a clue? Because obviously they're like, you know. Oh, you're kidding me, really? Fuck. Okay.
Okay.
Do I know anything about my personal history that would indicate who this person is, like an actual person?
Not that you're familiar with.
Okay, yeah, I need to talk to. Do my parents live here, right? So it's like I need to talk to my parents.
Your mother, your aunt, uncle, and two cousins.
I would specifically pull my mother aside.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm still in the inn, right?
Yes.
All right, then I would like after this. Would I tell the group? Hold on a second. Okay, no. Soul would not tell the group, but I'd like to think that the group knows her well enough by this point that they'd be able to recognize signs of distress on her,
Okay.
despite her doing like her best to cover it up. She can't pay attention to all that. She's slightly distracted. And she says, like, look, guys, hold on a bit. I need to talk to my mom for a bit. I'll come back to you and meet you in a little while.
Okay. I'm gonna seek out my dad to ask him a couple of questions.
Okay. Anyone else up to anything this morning?
Sure, Vincent's going to try to win some gold.
You think anyone has money right now when Ibrello's fleeced people and there's another card shark hanging around?
It's also 8 in the morning.
There's got to be gambling addicts even back then.
Will they have the money in their hands by this point? Give them time to get some more money first.
Look around, see if you can find anything going on.
I'm sure there's some kids you could fleece.
Yeah, maybe I could teach all the kids how to play cards. I'm their size. I'll disguise myself as a kid too. We'll start up a little hoodlum gang.
Okay. I'll get back to that.
Vincent the crime boss. Yay.
It's not a very good disguise.
Okay. I'm going to go to Quark first because I just need a second from this. All right, Quark, you get home to go visit your dad.
You're still cracking up. Take a minute to actually get it out of your system, man. It's just like, literally just laugh your ass off. It's funny.
Oh, God. All right. Quark. So, you make it to your parents' house.
Just like knock knock, and then I
Yep.
try to go in, assuming it's not locked. I'm like, hey
Not
dad,
locked.
I'm home again.
You see your dad in the kitchen fussing with some type of concoction he's working on in a pot on the stove, and just comes running over and you're back so soon.
Yeah, this time I'm back to help a member of my party, actually. I was just sorry I missed Mom yesterday. So,
Yes, she left, yeah.
um, by any chance, did any member of her party have red hair and dark eyes that you noticed?
No?
Okay. Just a fleeting thought.
Wait, did you? Wait, no, sorry, I'm not there. I'm shutting up.
I'll explain why later. So, yeah, it turns out, well, I mean, you know Saul, right? Turns
Yeah.
out she's missing some time when we were here last week. Several days worth. And we came back here to see if we could figure it out. You've heard about the aggressive gambler around town, right? The card player.
Yeah, there was quite a talk.
This is related to that. Like we know that there were, several people who kind of got fleeced, and one, I believe it was Stephen, who paid his debt in an unusual way.
Yes, the poor lad.
So part of the reason I'm here is, had you heard anything more than just the idle gossip? Because supposedly this had, I guess, kind of, you know, won some money and then disappeared.
Yeah, that's all I really know.
You hadn't heard how he disappeared? Like, did he leave to cross the lake to head south, or?
No, no one really said. No one really mentioned seeing him leave.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been hearing. So, you think you're going to survive with Mom gone? Because I know she left you some ready, sort of like ready to prepare meals.
Just sort of looks at you and looks over can cook. Your mother's just better.
Well, I know it used to be out on the road a lot. Mostly I just having a little fun there. But it's definitely good to see you again, Dad, and I give him a hug.
To see it too.
So, aside from this gambling business, was there anything unusual happen in town? I mean, besides Mom's old party showing up?
Uh, no, that's uh, was a quiet holiday.
Yeah.
Not too much snow, and
Is there anything you need help with today?
I'm good.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
He's good.
Okay. Well, all right. We're going to be in town for another day. I'm staying over at the inn because I didn't want to impose on you.
You see him pause for a second. You said all of your friends are here.
Yeah, not quite as rowdy as last time, at least not yet.
It's. I'd have been more than happy to have you here. Uh, I I do not feel equipped to host so many.
No, I understand. That's part of the reason I, stay at the inn. We've had a few changes in our party members, so that would have been, additionally awkward.
So it's good catching up. It's haven't really done much since the last I saw you, just a few days ago.
Yeah. I mean, if you like, you can join us, at the inn tonight when we're, finished what we're doing for the day, and I can introduce you to our new party members.
Sure.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get back to the investigation, and I'll see you in a few hours.
Okay. Uh, Cutting back to Seoul. So you arrive at the home your mother and your aunt and uncle share with your cousins.
So like I would try to pull my mother aside and sort of like step away from the hearing of everyone else. Ask her, say, Mom, I need to talk to you about a few things.
Okay. So she takes you up to her room for a little privacy. And it's wonderful to see you again so soon.
Um, yes, it's nice to see you again too, so soon, Mom. But listen, did I have a brother I don't know about?
No, you're only child. Yes.
Do I believe her?
Make an insight check.
Yes.
Something she's definitely not saying everything.
Um, well, she's my mother. I'm gonna go for it. Listen, Mom, please tell me the truth. Uh, please. If she's this is that enough to convince her, or do I have to say something else?
I'll let you make the persuasion. It'll be at a -2 unless you add something more to what you're trying to persuade her with.
No, that's fine. The reason I'm holding it back is because Soul wouldn't want to like involve her in the mess. She would want the information, but she wouldn't want her mom to worry about this stuff.
Okay.
If she has to, she'll reveal it, but she wants to see if she can try to get the information without fully involving her.
Okay. Uh, all right. S- Sit down a minute. Uh, it's it's not really even worth mentioning, but it's just even after a century, still painful. when you were to be born, you were. I was told I was having twins. But when the time came, there was only one of you.
I have a brother or a sister? Or was I the only one who was born?
You were the only one that I was told by an elder that I was carrying twins. You were born, and there was no other child. It's they sensed two of you, even uh, the doctor had told me they could hear two heartbeats. They didn't have a way to explain what happened to the other one.
Um okay, I want to specifically explain this because Soul right now is hesitating to tell her what happened. Um can you roll an insight for her to read Soul, please?
Sure,
Thank you. That would help.
trying to decide what the DC should be. I'm gonna say it'll be an 18.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. She doesn't want to hurt her mother, but like okay, so she can't read it.
So yeah, no,
Um yeah, so Soul's not gonna tell her without being pushed. Um let's see. So I had a twin that was never actually born. Um
I
did
was
did
told
how
that twins run in your father's side, but well, of course, he did not exactly stick around.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who was my father again? Hold on. I don't think we actually went over that, did we? Yeah,
Oh,
we didn't. I didn't go over my family with you. Who actually was my father, and do I know about it?
um,
Like, or did I just?
he he never even knew that I was pregnant. We were only together for but a week.
What was his name? Like, clearly he's an elf. Otherwise, I would be a half elf and not a full elf. But like,
He was quite a charmer. In all this time, I actually cannot remember. Uh, I cannot remember his name. Well, he was the middle child of, oh, what was the family name? The Van Letherin.
What? I didn't hear that clearly.
Van Letherin.
Van Letherin?
Yes, that was the family name. Although not elven, he was a half-elf. It came from his human side. He always said to use the nickname Tommy.
So Tommy
He,
Van Letherin?
yes,
Do you know where he lives or where he came from or where he's going?
uh, no, the Van Letherin. They were mostly from they were mostly from Sun Peak and Hithterra, but that line died out. I unless he left Elven society, uh, I don't believe there are any of them that remain.
Wait, which places? Sundale and
Oh, not Sundale. It's Sun Peak.
Sun Peak?
Yep,
Sun
and
Peak and where?
Hithterra.
Wait, and where are these places?
Uh, Hithterra is in the northern region of Famor, and Sun Peak is on the eastern edge of the Zalkip River that separates uh, Famor and Herondale. Or wait, is it Heron? Sorry, separates Famor and Sundale.
But they're in a completely different country, essentially.
Yes, both are south of the wall.
Okay. I am still have no clue where to go. No, since I have so little information, that would push Soul into talk about. Listen, Mom, when I woke up this morning, I heard something. Um, and It sounded like my voice if I was a guy. Uh, it said, he said, "Sister, we are family."
She had been holding your hand as she talked to you, and when you say that, you feel her fingers almost turn as cold as ice.
And
What else did they say?
the voice didn't say much else, but look, Mom, when I visited a few days ago, I can't remember any of it. And I think I did things in town that I don't know what happened entirely. Do you know anything at all about my father? Because he might know what this is about.
As I said, I know his name, as he told me, and that to my knowledge, their family line came to an end. Actually, not long after you were born.
What do you?
Well,
Wait, you mean
there
he's dead?
was rumor of another member of the family, but
But
every time I looked into it, it just didn't seem to lead anywhere.
what was your lead?
Uh, there was rumor that a member of the family lived in Northern, but
In Alverson?
yes,
I'm
but I
gonna have
believe
to find him.
I wish I could tell you more.
You told me enough, Mom. Thank you. I'm I'm gonna have to find them. They have to be there somewhere. There wouldn't be rumors without something stirring them up. Um, I would say my goodbyes at that point and return to the party.
Okay,
I would try to make sure my mom was okay before I left, though.
I'm I'm fine. It was painful at the time, and I have not found another man in over 100 years to pique my interest.
Let me just say, apparently Soul is much more of a main character than I thought.
Well, you'd be surprised about some of your comrades.
No, I get that we're literally player characters, so we are the main characters of the story, but like she is more of a main character than I thought. This is a classic trope.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get our turn.
Some sooner than later. Oh, I did add a journal entry for you, Saul.
Oh, thank you. I'll look at it.
Just with your names of your family there that are still around.
Oh, I have 2 cousins,
Yes.
and I have my aunt and uncle and my mother. Okay.
Who all
And they're
live in the same house there.
wait, hold on. Is my uncle my mother's brother or my aunt my mother's brother?
Aunt is your mother's sister.
I mean, sorry, sister. Sorry, my tongue slipped. um.
Okay, I did miss one
Okay,
thing
so
on that.
then that means my cousins would not be Rivieras, right? Because
Right.
yeah, I just want to make sure about that.
Okay. So by this, say, give you guys 15 minutes to get back. So 9 a.m. Everybody be, well, you two be back at the inn. Vincent, inside the inn, you do have access to a number of decks of cards that would have been in the main area. Nobody's really playing games this time in the morning. Uh, but if you go outside and take a look around, you will come across six tween to teenage children who appear to be playing some kind of game and seem to be just fighting boredom. Uh, when eventually you just overhear the phrase, "Fine, you won't take a dare? How much to get you to do it?"
How much to what?
To get you to do it.
Oh, I'm going to have fun with that then. I'll go up to him and I'll be like, "Dare? What's the dare?"
Oh god, I just saw your picture. Uh, you can see all of them just sort of turn to you with look of a bit of question, and he claimed he could survive jumping off of the roof of Sunglider Mansion. refused to do it on a dare, and I said, how much would it take to try?
I'm going to show them 1 gold coin. Would it take this much to take the dare?
You could see the one that was saying they'd do it, like, looking at the coin and just biting on their lip.
I'm going to pull out a second coin.
And you can see they're starting to count with their fingers. I won't try for less than 5.
Tell you what. How would you guys like to learn a little game? I'm going to try to convince them to let me teach them how to pickpocket.
All right. I'm not even sure if this would be persuasion or deception at this point.
I'm playing into their greed, so
I mean, you can roll both. Like one to convince them to do it, one to see if they know what he's trying to get them to do.
Okay. Two of the 6 bail right away.
yeah, they wouldn't have what it took anyway. What about the rest of you?
Roll whichever it's going to be. Persuasion. I guess it's persuasion because you are.
I'm tempting them with sinful ways.
I'm going to say deception instead, just because it's not technically a game.
Of course, that would be my good roll.
Yep. So 4 of them are good to go. Good.
This is the beginning of my plans of turning this town into a den of thieves. So the ones that I convinced, I'm just going to spend the time until somebody catches me or hunts me down. Just like giving them some pointers on how to begin their lives of crime.
Okay.
Do some sleight of hand.
Whereabouts are you doing this?
Well, not out in the open, probably. Maybe behind a barn or something. I'll ask them if they have a good where their hangout club is at.
Okay. All right. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna search for the others, but if I happen to find Vincent first, that's
If you try to stop me, I will call you a buzzkill. I'm joking.
well. I mean, I guess what would that be? As I'm searching for everybody, just general perception or investigation, or
Uh, Perception, I'd say.
and how will we determine who I find first?
Uh, One sec. Vincent, give me a stealth roll -2, but do it in the dice tower. Uh, so yeah, Park, you don't come across this little contingent. Uh,
But I do find the others.
oh, you mean the other two kids?
No, just the rest of our party.
Oh, uh, I think Saul's the only one that went out, other than Vincent.
Okay. Everybody else is just hanging out at the end.
Well, short until Soul shows back up and you guys put together for the next idea and the plan.
Okay. Was that enough to find Saul then?
Yeah. You see her as she's making her way back from her family's home.
So, did you find out anything interesting?
You're asking Soul this?
Yep.
Um. So listen, guys. I
Well, just me,
think
just me
this.
and you for now.
Oh, so listen. I think my I think all of this has to do with my father.
Okay. Another piece of information out of the forest.
Like, really, this is out of character. Really, this is so surprising. First, Soul reveals that she has an entirely different alter ego to the group that's completely different from her. Then, later on, they find out that, hey, maybe this alter ego did something a little sketchy in the town. And then Soul comes around the next day saying, "Oh, hey, you know what? Maybe my dad, my this up until now not mentioned father, has something to do with all this."
Well, you have been alive a lot longer than I have, so I guess you've had time to build your legend.
Anyways, so I can tell the entire group this, but I think we're gonna need to go to All Resent.
Well, that's gonna have to be postponed because we gotta get back to classes in like a day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's meet up with everybody else. Let them know.
Yep.
Oh, and I invited my dad to dinner at the inn tonight, just so he can meet the new guys.
Okay.
Well, plus, I mean, my mom just left yesterday, and he seemed to be having an interesting time cooking, so I'll treat him to dinner.
All right, so short of when you guys meet up with Quark's dad for dinner, anything you guys have planned?
When it's getting that time, when Vince is leaving, he'll just tell the kids, "All right, I've shown you the basics, practice, and next time I come through town, you can show me how good you've gotten by showing off the treasure hoard you've collected." And he'll take off, meet up with everybody, and not say anything about what he was doing.
Okay. All right. So unless anybody has anything else going on, we'll skip another 4 hours up until 5 o'clock for dinner.
Yeah, well, good for me.
Okay. So 5 o'clock, work.
I go retrieve my dad.
Yep. Dad comes to the inn.
So hey, here's my father, the somewhat famed fighter, Gimbal. And just so you know, dinner's on me tonight.
Okay.
So let's see. Andrekia, Zin. You've met Gargan, right?
Absolutely.
And of course, you know Saul. I guess the only new member of our party is Vincent. So yeah.
And your dad's a goblin?
No, he's a
Oh,
gnome.
okay. Oh, a gnome. Okay.
Yeah, gnome fighter slash farmer. So Vincent here is our Um, Scout and I would say range support fighter.
Mostly, I just hide.
So we'll regale him of some of our minor stories, and I'll ask him of some of his more famous events, and we'll pass a few hours.
Okay.
Okay, not sure why we're talking about drugs in the chat here.
Was meant to be a whisper. Right. So, Quark, you're paying, you said?
Yep. You can round up to the nearest gold if you want.
For you and your dad or the whole party?
Oh, the whole party.
Okay. So it'll be. No, that's many. There we go. All right. So I'm assuming at the very least Andraki, Zen, Saul, and Vincent would be drinking. So including the bar tab, it was 6 gold. And I just took it off your sheet. Saul.
Yes.
Sure you took it off of my sheet?
Yeah.
Because I don't seem to
Yeah.
be missing any gold.
It might have just not refreshed yet. Or am I still in the box? I think I
Oh,
was
there
still
it
in
is.
the box.
There it goes.
So give me an investigation check with disadvantage.
Can I ask why the disadvantage?
We'll see.
The best kind of disadvantage. Roll identical.
So I just linked something to you to pop up. The
Oh, I see. I see. I see the reason why it's a disadvantage. Yep, I saw you type that out and then saw it get erased itself, but like,
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that when.
whoops. Oh, fuck. I'm pressing buttons without actually knowing what I'm doing.
Well,
It's not telling anything useful, at least.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I know what that means anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. All right. So, an enjoyable evening. So, yeah, 3 hours eating, catching up.
Are there ceiling beams that I could hang from?
Yes.
Awesome. Drinking challenge, upside down drinking. Any chance to test the acrobatic skill of an enhanced feline?
Sure. So, I'm trying to think. What would that be?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics, yeah. Now, have you been drinking?
Very much so.
Disadvantage. And DC to get up there and stay will be 15 to get up there, 17 to stay.
So 2 rolls?
Nope. One roll. If you get 15, you at least made it up. 17, you're actually, but it's, oh, don't matter.
Slow fall.
You go to try and spring off the wall, and in your glorious vision, you're about to get to the ceiling and go to kick your feet up.
Oh, forgot to do.
Meanwhile, you're only about 10, 12 feet up and come down on your head.
Forgot to do my +2, but oh well.
Spectacular.
Your dad's just patting you on the back and say, maybe we've had enough.
I bet I could do that too. Vincent, after his thimble full of whiskey.
I swirl up the beer and then take a big chug of it so that it's all foaming around the mouth. Like, maybe you're right. I'm foaming at the mouth.
Vincent, feeling inspired, tries to do the same thing.
You also get, well, you get close. You not quite to try and hang from your feet. I'm assuming you're reaching with your hands, and your fingers just graze the beam, and then the free fall starts. Landed on your back, you take 7 points of falling damage.
My failure was the most spectacular one yet.
I like being a monk.
Anything else you guys are doing that night?
Healing my back in the bed.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So we'll skip 12 hours to the morning. And before, actually, I guess we could take care of the trip back to town or back to the college. Saul, I just need a dex check from you.
Okay, give me a sec.
DC 13.
Give me a sec. My character sheet's not popping up. Give me a second. Why do I not see my character sheet?
No, we see your character sheet.
You should be able to click on your portrait at the top and open it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not happening. Oh, there it is. Double clicking. That's what it is. What was it again? Dexterity?
Yep. Okay.
Sweet.
All right, guys, make it back to the college a little before sundown, and we'll call it there. All right. Great session, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
was fun. That was
Thanks
fun.
for keeping in my toes there, Vincent.
Sorry about that.
That
That's
really just came
that's
out
what
of
you're supposed to
nowhere.
do.
I have to set up my secret army.
God.
Well, you weren't here
Alright.
when I purchased a completely alien fruit and got the chef to bake it into a series of pastries, and then got half the party transformed, including
Yeah,
myself.
for shame. Maybe next time.
All right, everybody. see y'all in 2 weeks. I will leave the server up in case anybody needs to make notes.